Hello and welcome to my third day of the 100 Days Challenge, when I want to build projects in public until something works out. Yesterday we enabled the different words per different languages in our reordle game, but here you can see that I had some missing things to do, some tables to update in the database and add some columns and check that everything worked fine. I did that and I published it. So now if we go to the website, we can see by checking the network that whenever I refresh, there's this get word where it says that the language is English. And basically here there's the different things hidden so that you cannot guess which is the actual secret word. It's encrypted. Now, in addition, if you go to your application, you can see that we have the reordle progress. That was the thing that we had until today. Now, if we play some change, we now have, reordle progress undefined. That's weird because it's supposed to have the actual language here. Let me go back to the settings and change it to Spanish, for example. Then if I go here, you can see that again I'm on the previous situation. Now I do that and now it saves to undefined. It's weird because it's not receiving the proper word. Well, let's see what's actually going on here. If we go to the game.js, it tries to, whenever I apply a change, here we have this method that it's handle tile click, and whenever it's done, it updates the counter and it saves the progress. And this save progress, it's supposed to have the language here, but we don't have the language here. So current lang needs to be here. We'll do another review just to make sure that the different places where this is called takes the parameter, like this one, it has to have also the lang, the current lang, also this where it needs to have the current lang, and this one is the one that we added. Now let's do the same for the other one. For example, this get progress should have this lang thing too. So let's check the get progress. All of them signed with lang, not this one. So this one should have the current language also. Let's do the same for the save progress, is the one that we did. The is solved day also needs to have the language here, so basically current lang plus current lang. Then the get day hints also will require this parameter. Then I guess that this was working, but I'm not fully sure why and how. This one is actually getting the parameters fine, and this one does not change and didn't change the save lang either. Well, that one already had the language. So with that done, I'll run something here that I need to verify that I'm not sharing nothing wrong. No, I'm not. Basically, I have a deploy script that publishes to the proper server the files that have been changed, in this case those three. Meaning that if I go back to the website and I click on refresh, now I can do this and we have the reordle progress in Spanish, so we have the S green. Then if we go back to English, we don't have that, we'll do the G, it's green. So here we have MS and NG in English. Then if I go back to Spanish, we have the SMN. So we can see that we are storing different states. Then also the results change depending on the different parts. So when we have in Spanish, we solve the word. We have solved this word, so means that if we go here, we should, let me refresh. Yeah, if we refresh, we take the victory in Spanish, but we don't take the victory in English. You may see that despite of having different words, we are using the same exact word, and this is not a mistake. I already had some words prepared for the next 7 or 8 days, so I just doubled those records on the database to be the same in English and Spanish, because at the end they were words that made sense in both, and that was the actual issue. So having done that, we could go here to the translations and see that there was this sentence that was saying there are words that make sense in both English and Spanish. That part would no longer apply. The same for the Spanish one, where it says that they should be understood both in Spanish and English. And somehow I should be able to add this information saying that each language is different, so that they can play different games per each language. Maybe this play once a day, we could somehow change it to say play once a day per language. I'll try to use ChatGPT here to say on the other screen how would you or better, actually I'll just use the how would you change this title so that it means you can play every day one game per each language that the game has. Each language will have a different word to guess. Play one game per language every day. Yeah, I'm not fully in love with that, but yeah, I agree. Then I'll do the same here. Update it to say that there is a different word for each language every day. Every day there's a different grammar word or phrase for each language for you to solve. Yeah, I'll like it, I guess. So I'll do that, and I'll take as the tutorial one heading saying translate the following. It has changed, and the same for the actual message. We could say translate the following. Perfect. So with that in mind, we would already have saved that. I'll just check everything. I'll add the different files. I'll commit saying update instructions plus messages, and with that I guess that the next thing would be to deploy. So only the translations are uploaded. Here if I refresh and I click on how to play, it already says that this language section appears here. So we already have this. Then I guess the next step would be to, whenever I solve the game like this, somehow redirect the users to the other languages. And also I'm thinking on using the game language selector, instead of being here, being somehow visible everywhere. I don't know if here on the top, instead of this small subtitle, to use the icons. I'm not fully sure. I guess I'll have to think about that, and yeah, tomorrow I'll think on something. In the meantime, you have this available, so try to solve it if you play it, and if you've seen until this point, thank you for your time. See you!